Snacks on. Back with another one of the late night snacks on sports edition. You feel me? Snacks on, snacks on sports. I'm back with another one, man. I wanted to do something real quick. You know what I'm saying about this. They've been talking about the ratings and the viewership. You know what I'm saying for the NBA is down a little bit. Let me look it up. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. It's been some chatter about that this week, right? So I wanted to kind of give my little 2 cents. You know what I'm saying, a quota on what I feel like. You know, it might be, it could be, and all that. Um, Let me see. Let me look up a couple because I was looking at this shit earlier. Come on, man. Or was it right here? Okay, I guess it's right here. I thought I'm looking at my computer too. Okay. Oh, yeah. So, yep. Snacks on sports. I'm back with another one. So basically, man, it's going down, and let me see. It's a couple articles right here. I'm looking at Adam Silver saying he don't think it has nothing to do with the 3 point shot. Um, Adam Silver knows why NBA ratings have struggled this season. NBA ratings continue to tank hard, down 28% on ESPN. So Outkick, Outkick.com. That's what oh boy, I forget his name, but it's on ESPN the ratings are down 28%, right? So for NBA games. So one of the things, because it's something that it's something on this topic that I have wanted to kind of like talk about in pertaining to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And so first off, I'll just say this. I think one of the main reasons why, not not one of the main, but one of the reasons, you know what I'm saying, one of the kind of like the obvious reasons why the viewership is probably down a little bit, you know what I mean, somewhat right now is just because we're in the middle of football season. So we all know football is king, you know what I'm saying, in America. So um, I guarantee you, when football season is over, then the ratings and viewership for NBA games is going to spike up. You know what I'm saying? You know, for avid sports fans like myself, you know what I mean, and other hardcore sports fans, we watch all the games, you know what I'm saying, in all sports anyway. So it ain't gonna change for us. But um, for the casual fan, you know what I'm saying, that may be paying a little bit more attention to football right now, I can almost guarantee that once football season is over, then it's gonna be more eyes and ears on the NBA, and you know ratings and viewership will go up from that standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. But man, another thing, because just like I said, I'm a sports fan. I'm a former athlete. As a former athlete, we always think we athletes for life. So I watch everything, right? However, one thing I will say about the NBA that how I've kind of been feeling, kind of the past few seasons, really since I was gonna say the end. It's not, but that's the wrong phrase. But I was gonna say since the end of the Warriors dynasty, but obviously as we see this year, the dynasty ain't over. It's still going. It's at the end, but it ain't over. You know what I'm saying? But I would say after the Warriors 5 year run of back to back to back to back to back finals appearances, you know what I'm saying? And once the Warriors versus LeBron era, and meeting up in the finals kind of passed. Ever since then, I kind of feel like it's been somewhat of a drop off entertainment wise a little bit when it comes to from a pure basketball standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Um, in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? From a viewership perspective. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Now the Warriors winning it in 2022. The reason why I mentioned the Warriors is because not just because they my favorite team, but they're one of their the style of play and having Steph Curry and they're one of the more exciting teams. You know what I'm saying? Their style of play is exciting. So when they're good, you know what I'm saying, and they're making deep runs into the playoffs, um, there's a little bit more of an excitement there for a team like that with a player like that. Not just him, but even when Clay was here too, and Draymond and the way that he play, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the most unique players in NBA history, and just their whole style of play. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's just a more exciting, easy on the eye brand of basketball. You know what I'm saying? And if we kind of look at like the last few finals, shout out to the Boston Celtics. They did their thing. They the champions. You know what I'm saying? But this past NBA finals, I don't feel like it was like exciting like that. You know what I'm saying? I watched it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Just my for me, the excitement wasn't there like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's excitement because it's the finals. So you got surface level excitement. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be tapped in and tuned in. You know what I mean? Just from a fact that it's a championship series perspective. You know what I'm saying? But everything past that, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really a whole bunch there. And then the year before that, the Nuggets and the Heat, it's kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't really no luster there. You know what I'm saying? Um, Shout out to the Nuggets. They did their thing, not taking nothing away from them. You know what I'm saying? Even the Heat, the run that they made, you know what I'm saying? I'm not taking away nothing from the teams that made it to the finals. That I'm just saying that it hadn't been as exciting. And then you go to the year before that when it was Golden State Boston. Look how extremely exciting that series was. You know what I'm saying? Um, Not just because of the Warriors, but mainly because of the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? And Boston is a dope opponent. You know what I mean? And the way the Warriors got down in the series and had to come back. You know what I mean? So just the whole, you know what I mean, the big game four that Steph had, and then the game six, you know, the closeout game. You know what I mean? When they was in typical Golden State Warriors basketball fashion. You know what I mean? Bombing threes from everywhere. You know what I mean? Ball movement, player movement, you know what I mean? And you know, they was just doing the damn thing. So that was exciting. The year before that, I will say that the Bucks and the Suns were that was an exciting series too. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially the way it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like Milwaukee got down 0-2. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like that series was getting ready to be a wrap, and then they won 4 straight games to win the finals. So the way the way the series progressed, and just the fact that somebody was going to be a champion for the first time, whether it was Chris Paul or whether it was Giannis, you know what I'm saying? So you had that aspect there, you know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, that I give that series an excitement scale. I give that series a high number on the excitement scale. You know what I mean, the year before that was that pandemic Mickey Mouse Disney World shit. So that shit wasn't. There was no excitement to that with no fans and nothing. So that's pretty self-explanatory. But I say all that to say. Some of them, a lot of the players that we consider the best players in the league right now aren't the most exciting players to watch. You know what I'm saying? Great players, skilled players. You know, you got Jokic, you got Luka. Giannis is an exciting player, but it's still a little bit of something there where it's like, you know what I mean? There could be a little bit more excitement, but at least he more exciting to watch than Luka or Jokic, and I love both of them. I love watching them play. Me as a basketball fan, I love watching them play. But I'm saying just on the excitement scale, and then you know Jason Tatum, you know what I mean, a little more laid back. You know, I'm saying out of the younger, you know, my guy from Minnesota, uh, Anthony. You know what I'm saying? He's an exciting player. You know what I'm saying? And for a while there, we had Ja Morant before he had start having all the issues, you know what I mean, and the injuries. But he didn't kind of lost his mojo, so he got to kind of get that back. You know what I'm saying? But I guess, bro, this is what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, I'm gonna give 2 examples. First example is, for me, in my opinion, just, you know what I'm saying, just for me, right now in the NBA, there's only, like, there's too many games, but there's too many NBA games that I can go without watching, basically, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Atlanta Hawks versus the Detroit Pistons. Nobody wants to watch that. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Washington Wizards versus the fucking, you know, New Orleans Pelicans. Even though the Pelicans are a good team, like, the casual fan that don't want to watch that. Like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying right now in the NBA, it's too many of those games every night. You know what I'm saying? So like every day I check the schedule to see, okay, who playing tonight? What games is on? You know what I'm saying? And it's so many times I go through a Tuesday or a Wednesday night schedule, and a lot of the games just are not games that are interesting. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of dope players, I like to watch. Like I like LaMelo Ball. Okay. But am I just like dying to see him and his team play? Like, is it just like must watch? Not really. You know what I'm saying? So what I was going to say is for me, it's only two players in the league right now that is must watch basketball. Like when they play, I gotta stop and watch. You know what I'm saying? I gotta watch the game. And I still may miss a game or two, you know what I mean? I may not watch them every game, but those two players are oddly enough still Steph Curry and LeBron James, both for different reasons. Steph Curry is my favorite player, but I still feel like for a while there over the last year or two, I was kind of saying, you know what I mean? He may be borderline top five now, you know what I'm saying? But I still think he's the best player in the league, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know what I mean? Call me an idiot, call me a fool, but you know what I mean? I just still feel like Steph Curry is the best player in the league. You know what I'm saying? But so Steph Curry, I have to watch him play. You know what I'm saying? Like I must watch Steph Curry play basketball. You know what I'm saying? I cannot miss that. You know what I'm saying? And then LeBron James. Now, all-time great player. I don't watch him for the reasons that I watch, you know what I'm saying, Steph Curry. It's just a LeBron James game is just a must-watch game, bro. Like it's gonna be some drama. It's gonna be something, or he might give you a great game, or most of the time I'm watching to see him and his team fail. You know what I'm saying, and lose. You know what I'm saying. But either way, I still gotta watch. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron James is must watch TV. You know what I'm saying? Um, other other than that, like I said, I like a lot of players in the league. It's other players that I'll watch too, but I'm saying players that I absolutely just have to watch. It's only Steph Curry and LeBron James. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Even more someone like the veterans, like KD. Like I don't KD is an all-time great player, but I don't just like if the Suns is playing the fucking, you know, Portland Trailblazers or some shit like that, that's not a game I want to watch. But if the Lakers is playing the Portland Trailblazers and LeBron James, then I want to watch it. Or if the Warriors is playing the Portland Trailblazers with Steph Curry, then I want to watch it. You feel me? So for me, how that relates to the viewership ratings, being low and stuff like that is because if I feel that way, as a avid sports fan that's gonna watch all the games just because I love sports, you know what I'm saying? Um, then how you feel the casual fan feels. Like, okay, let me pull up. Let me pull up. I'm gonna just pull up the schedule for tonight. And some nights is better than others. Friday nights is a good night for NBA basketball. They do Wednesday nights dope. You know what I mean? Too. Shit, they do Tuesdays and Thursdays dope too because of TNT. So I mean, but for the most part, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. NBA schedule. All right. So it's 2:19, 2 in the morning. It's the 2 o'clock hour AM where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Right now. So we already on Saturday, right? Bet. So let's look at the games for that's coming up today. Okay. We got the New York Knicks and the Utah Jazz. Okay. Um Now, to me, the Knicks are an exciting team. You know what I'm saying? I like what they did last year, and you know what I mean. They hold a little momentum that they had going. You know what I mean? They kind of switched it up a little bit with the trade, Julius Randle for Cat, Carl Anthony Towns, and all that. But they have an exciting team to watch, and it's the Knicks. So that may be they may be another team that's one of the exceptions. Now, they still don't have like no huge big name as a star. Jalen Brunson is a great player. He's an all-star. But I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jalen Brunson is not, oh, Jalen Brunson playing? Oh, I got to turn it on. I got to watch that. I'm just saying, that's just me. Maybe to some people he is. But to me, you know what I'm saying? Um, if I'll watch him, and I'll watch the Knicks play, but I'm just saying, just absolutely, oh, he playing, oh, I gotta sit down and watch this game. Yeah, nah, it ain't, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. And then so the Knicks and the Jazz, the cat the because it's the Knicks. Some casual fans may, end up, fucking with it, but for the most part, that's not a game that people are interested, that the people are going to be interested in. Next we got the Detroit Pistons versus the Orlando Magic. That's not going to that's not a game that's going to get anybody. That's not a matchup that's going to get, more eyeballs on it. The Detroit Pistons versus the Orlando Magic. I mean, who does either team have? You know what I'm saying? Orlando Magic got Paolo Banchero. Okay. Other than that, who the fuck? Oh, the Detroit Pistons got Cade Cunningham. Like, both great young players. Paolo, probably a little bit more advanced in his career as of right now than Cade Cunningham. Matter of fact, I know he is. He already been an All-Star. I think once. I think last year he made the All-Star team for the first time. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's not a game, and those are not players that a casual sports fan is going to be like, oh, the Detroit Pistons versus the Orlando Magic. Okay, yeah. Let me tap in with that. You feel me? It's just not. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why the viewership is down, because a lot of their games are like that. Let's say if the NBA has uh you know a slate of 12 games on one night. You know what I mean? 24 teams are going to play. Out of those 12 games, eight or nine of those games at minimum are going to be games that most people don't give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? And most of the players on those teams, nobody even fucking knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an avid motherfucking sports fan. You know what I'm saying? And some of these motherfucking players that's on these teams, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Next, we got what we got. The Memphis Grizzlies versus the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls have a great brand because of Michael Jordan. But guess what? Michael Jordan ain't the last time Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls was 1998. So you know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody, that's not a game that anybody's interested in. You know what I'm saying? The Grizzlies versus the Bulls. Now, the Grizzlies 2-3 years ago, they was a team that was on the come up. You know what I'm saying? They was, they look like, the Grizzlies who 2 or 3 years ago was looking like what OKC looked like right now. You know what I'm saying? Or what Minnesota was last year. Or, when what the Golden State Warriors was early in they shit. You know what I mean? 14 and 15. You know what I'm saying? Um, or what OKC was with young KD and young Russ and young, James Harden. Like, that's what the Grizzlies was a couple years ago, but that shit got derailed. You know what I'm saying? When Josh started having all them issues and all them problems. You know what I'm saying? So a couple years ago, the Memphis Grizzlies on the schedule, that was kind of a team that people would kind of was starting to perk up at. Like, oh, let me see them. You know what I mean? But it's they done lost all they magic. You know what I'm saying? They done lost their mojo. You know what I'm saying? All they, like I said, the swag or whatever you want to call it that they had, that shit gone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Grizzlies Bulls, that ain't a game that nobody finna flock to. Uh Charlotte Hornets, Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis is a household name, you know what I mean? So that's a game that's gonna get a few more eyes just because of Giannis, you know what I mean? He's still not a draw like a LeBron James or a Steph Curry, you know what I'm saying? But he is an MVP, he is an NBA champion. You know what I mean? And people know his names, and so his name does hold some weight. So that game will get a little bit more. And then you got Melo Ball on the other end. You know what I'm saying? He's a exciting, dynamic player. I love watching LaMelo Ball. He got a lot of pizzazz and flair to his game. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I mean? If if the Charlotte Hornets could somehow get a good team, that would be a team that I think um, fans and casual fans would start to flock to a little bit because LaMelo has the type of game, you know what I'm saying? Uh, he got enough flair in his game that it would draw it would draw people in, you know what I'm saying? Because he got some swag you know what I mean, in his game. You feel me? So, but they just not a good team, you know what I'm saying? So so then you got somebody like that. Then you got a team like that has a player that has the potential of becoming a superstar, but the team just ain't good. You know what I'm saying? So, um, who you got next? You got Portland Trailblazers versus the Houston Rockets. Come on, man. Ain't nobody trying to watch that. You know what I mean? I love Jalen Green over there with the Houston Rockets. I love what the Rockets doing. You know what I mean? Portland is in that rebuilding stage. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, Portland Trailblazers versus the Houston Rockets. Nobody want to watch that, bro. That's not a game that you know what I'm saying. That's gonna bring more eyes and ears. So you know what I'm saying. I'm saying all of this, and I'm going through the schedule to just to give my input and give my little 2 cents on why I feel like on what I feel like is contributing to you know viewership and ratings in the NBA being down. You know what I'm saying? This is what I think is contributing to it. You know what I mean? The fact that a lot of these games ain't gonna catch the eye and ear of the casual fan. You feel me? Next, you got Golden State Warriors versus the San Antonio Spurs. That's a game that's gonna get some eyes for one, just because it's the Warriors. So yeah, that's gonna the Warriors are one of the NBA's marquee teams. You know what I'm saying? And they have a marquee player. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna grab some eyes. And then they're playing the San Antonio Spurs, who got Wembanyama. Wembanyama is a player that he definitely got the potential to, you know what I mean, take the NBA to some heights. You know what I mean, and keep them relevant. You know what I'm saying? So that game, but on the flip side, you take Wembanyama off the Spurs, not even a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Wembanyama is the reason why the Spurs are interested to watch. You know what I'm saying? Without him, they probably the most boringest team in the NBA. You feel me? So, um, but yeah, Warriors and Spurs gonna give you a little some fireworks just because you know what I mean of everything I just stated. And once if the Spurs can become a good team, they gonna really open they're gonna open some eyes up. You feel me? So hopefully they will because I want to see. My prediction is um OKC San Antonio are going to be like the new rivalry. Wemby versus Chet. That's the new that's the new big man rivalry going forward. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see them battling and out, battling and out, battling it out, you know what I'm saying, for the next 10, hopefully 15 years, depending on both of these motherfuckers injured. Both of these motherfuckers health situation because both of these motherfuckers is skinny than a motherfucker. But you will see how that go. But yeah, and that right there, see that's what I mean. The NBA need more of that. You know what I'm saying? Chet Holmgren versus Victor Wembanyama, like that's a matchup that people will gravitate to. You know what I'm saying? Now, speaking of Chet, OKC, that's one of the highlights of the league. I feel like OKC is a very exciting team with Shea, with Chet, you know what I mean, with Jalen Williams, you know what I'm saying? The other Jalen Williams they got Caruso now, you know what I'm saying? The way they play, they doing a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with OKC. So OKC is one of the bright spots. So I'm saying the NBA still got some bright spots. I'm just saying it's more low spots. It's more dim spots than bright spots. You feel me? That's the problem. You know what I mean? I feel like when I was growing up, you know what I mean? I feel like because every team has great players, but I don't feel like every team has like a star player. When I was growing up, I feel like every team had a star player on their team. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bulls had Jordan. You know what I mean? Sixers had fucking Iverson. You know what I mean? The Lakers had Kobe, Shaq. You know what I mean? Um, you know, shit. The 1 or 2 years that the Warriors was good once every 10 years for like 20, 30 years straight. You know what I'm saying? They had fucking Chris Mullin and Tim Hardaway and Trail Sprewell and all that. You know what I'm saying? Um Supersonics had Gary Payton. You know what I'm saying? Sean Kemp. The Rockets had Hakeem Olajuwon. The Suns, Phoenix Suns had Charles Barkley. You feel me? Like every team had a star. You know what I mean? Detroit had Grant Hill before he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Now I feel like it's great players, but the name recognition is getting a little bit lower. You know what I'm saying? And and you can even you can even tell if you look at the All-Star game. Now, not the All-Star game from a standpoint of complaining about the weekend or complaining about the game. They don't play. I'm not one of those. I don't have a. It's an All-Star game. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with them goofing around at the All-Star game, not playing hard until the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? And then trying to win it in the end. I have no problem with it, even if they ole in the first 2-3 quarters and let a motherfucker just score. If that's what they want to do, it's all good. It's an All-Star game, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. I'm saying in the All-Star game, from the standpoint of now, I feel like players that wouldn't have been All-Stars 10, 15, 20 years ago are now All-Stars. You know what I'm saying? Like the All-Star game when I was growing up, like it was 12 All-Stars, 12 bona fide All-Stars on the fucking team. You know what I'm saying? Now it'd be like 5 or 6 bona fide All-Stars, and then the other 5 or 6 be like, and then it'd be like 3 borderline All-Stars, and then then it'd be another 3 that's like, he ain't no motherfucking All-Star. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what the fuck he doing this year. You know what I'm saying? This nigga ain't no motherfucking All-Star. Not to hate on, if they say you All-Star, man, I'm not hating on your career accomplishments and shit like that. I'm just saying I'm trying to make a correlation in between how I feel like in the All-Star game, all 12 spots nowadays, in my opinion, aren't really All-Stars. It'd be like I said, like 5 or 6 or 7 of them be All-Stars. And then the other 4 or 5 be like, or 4 or 5 or 6, you know what I mean? Be like, I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? To where it used to be, it wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts. It used to be, it was so many motherfuckers that could, it was so many motherfuckers that could potentially be all-stars that motherfuckers was getting snubbed. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was getting snubbed, like, oh, such and such didn't make it, such and such didn't make it. Oh man, it's only so many spots. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? You trying to, it ain't, I mean, it's too many motherfucking spots. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, and I'm saying that relates and goes to the fact of not a lot of teams, not a lot of teams, but some teams not having marquee players with marquee names, and how that's contributing. You know what I'm saying? How more players are. These are all great basketball players. You know what I'm saying? But the name recognition is not to the level where it once was. You know what I'm saying? With some of the younger players. You know what I'm saying? And because like I said, it's only LeBron and Steph for me that's must watch players. in the NBA. Everybody else, I ain't, you know what I mean? I'm not dying to see him play. Like if I miss a game, it ain't really no big deal. Now, once the playoffs start and you get certain matchups, then yeah, I'll be having like, oh, like like last year that Suns Timberwolves matchup. That was a dope little juicy matchup right there. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Edwards going against, KD. You know what I mean? Devin Booker always be getting in there, mixing it up. You know what I mean? And that's another one. He's a great player, one of the best players in the league, Devin Booker. But I mean, smooth game, silky smooth. But it's his game is not enough to get me to say, "Hey, man, I can't miss that. I can't miss watching Devin Booker play." And so that's what the NBA got to get. The NBA has to get more players, teams, and just, situations, you know, that, that got a little bit more flair, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That are polarizing, that can, bring something to the, and with the Warriors, another reason why is, like I said, Draymond Green, not just the fact that he's a great player, but his style of play, the way he plays, and his his bravado, you know what I mean? His trash talking, everything, how he get into it with opponents, how he get into it with the refs. He just a lightning rod just for excitement. You know what I'm saying? They love to hate him. You know what I'm saying? So it's and then you put Steph Curry on that team, you know what I mean, and his style of play, and how and everything he do. And then you put Klay Thompson on that team, and then you got Steve Kerr as the head coach, who like it's just a combustion, nigga, of excitement. That's just like, you know what I mean. So, and then everywhere LeBron goes, it's just like drama just follows. You know what I mean, and not just drama. You know what I mean. He's a great basketball player too, but y'all know how I feel like about LeBron, so I ain't even got to get in all of that. But that's what it is, man. The NBA gotta, y'all know y'all want to, talk shit about Draymond and say this and all that, but y'all need some more Draymond Greens in the NBA. That'll help. That'll help the ratings. You know what I'm saying? Off the top. You know what I'm saying? And he had even made a little funny, kind of like sarcastic comment, I think, on his podcast on one of his most recent episodes, when he was talking about how, because he was in the news also over the past week, with a couple games ago, when he had a little situation where he got tangled up with a player, another European player, and as the guy was trying to, run up the court and continue where the where live play was headed, Draymond kind of clutched on his foot a little bit in between, you know what I mean, while they was on the ground, and kind of prevented him from, and they was making it, oh, he need to get suspended and this and that and blah 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 blah. It was against the Memphis Grizzlies. So Draymond was saying how, and it was starting to pick up some steam because ESPN did a segment on it. It's like, bro, come on, man. Like, here y'all go with this bullshit. But that's what the NBA needs. You know what I'm saying? That's what the NBA needs. And so Draymond was saying, yeah, that shit's starting to pick up steam, and everybody started to talk about it now because the NBA, he said it. He's like, the NBA ratings is low, so they need something to talk about it. So guess what? Ta-da, Draymond Green to the rescue. You know what I'm saying? Y'all put me in the, you know what I mean, in the headlines, you know what I'm saying? the ratings gonna start going up. So, I'm just saying that to say, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need a few more Draymond Greens, a few more Rasheed Wallaces, Dennis Rodmans. You know what I mean? Like that, it ain't just the pretty, sexy scoring. You know what I mean? That and all that. And the skillful offensive game. You know what I mean? That bring the eyes and ears. There's also controversy and shit too. So those is just a few of my reasons why I feel like you know viewership is down right now for the NBA. Like I said, first thing is we right in the middle of football season. So I mean, everybody know football is king. So that's one thing. You know what I mean? We right in the middle of football season. So and even though football is the majority of football is played on Sundays, so it's not even every day of the week. You know what I mean? It's a few more days throughout the week, but some of those Thursday night games ain't games that be too interesting either. Some of them is, you know what I mean, and it's football, so they gonna get watched regardless, even if it's the fucking Jaguars against the fucking Colts. You know what I'm saying? It's still gonna get watched. You know what I'm saying? More than a hoot ass fucking matchup in the NBA, but it's still, if it is the Jaguars and the Colts, you know what I mean, then those are some of the nights where you may get a fan to toggle back and forth from Thursday night football to another NBA game. You know what I'm saying? Um, but football is king, and everybody knows that. So I forgot why I was saying that, but yeah, yeah. So that's why I'm saying that. So yeah, so once football season is done, and wrapping up, then I guarantee you're gonna see the numbers, uh, for the NBA. You know what I'm saying, in regards to ratings and all that. You're gonna see it spike up. You know what I'm saying? That's off the top. So first thing it's the NFL season. The second thing is, like I said, the matchups ain't too. A lot of the matchups ain't juicy enough, and these teams don't have marquee players on their teams. A lot of these teams, you know what I'm saying? And then the last game that we got tonight was the Nuggets and the Lakers. So that's a good one. You know what I mean? So I would say out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games Saturday night tonight, I would say, in my opinion, there's only 2 games out of the 7 that I want to watch, and like it's just like, yeah, I gotta watch that. And it's the Warriors and the Spurs, because the Warriors is in it, and Wembanyama, and the Nuggets and the Lakers, because of it's the Lakers and LeBron James, and then going up against the Nuggets. They got a cool little rivalry going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So Jokic ain't the most exciting player, but he's still a great player. You know what I'm saying? Top 2 or 3 player in the league, if not the best player. I think Steph Curry is the best, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not mad for anybody that feel like Nikola Jokic is the best player in the league. You know what I'm saying? Um, so, but yeah, I mean, Jamal Murray, when he's able to get on the, you know what I mean? He do his thing, but you know, um, yeah. That's what I mean. Out of 7 games, it's only 2 games that's must watch for me. So that's where the NBA got their issue at. You know what I mean? And then let's see tomorrow's games. It look like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games on Sunday. Timberwolves Celtics. As a basketball fan, that's a good game. You got the champs versus one of the young up and coming teams. You know what I mean? The Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards. You know what I mean? Who's a star on the rise. So that's a good game to watch. Wizards Pacers. Nobody wants to watch that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Mavericks Heat. That's okay, but I mean that's not anything that Luka, Kyrie is Kyrie is must watch TV. But still, you know what I mean. He used to be more must watch TV for me. Now it's like if I'm able to catch him, I catch him. If not, I ain't really tripping. You know what I mean? But overall, Mavericks and Heat, that's still, that's okay, but that's not going. If a motherfucker, if it's picking in between taking you and the wifey and the fam, whether it be, some extra fam too, like some, brothers or sisters and cousins or whatever. If you say we got a choice in between all of us going to go eat at fucking Red Lobster or sitting here at home cooking something dope, watching the Mavericks Heat game. People gonna be like, nah, let's go to Red Lobster. They might have a game on up there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, anybody should put that. 76ers Clippers. In theory, that should be a good matchup. You know what I'm saying? But Clippers got a older version of James Harden now. 76ers is all brittle and injury prone and just all fucked up. You know what I mean? Them niggas stay in the infirmary. So don't nobody want to watch that. Raptors, Cavaliers. Cavaliers is a good story this year, but I think they kind of finna come back to earth a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They took their first loss, but I think they're gonna come back to earth a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how that goes. But still, Cavaliers, Raptors, even with the Cavs starting out 15-0, it's a cool little story. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool little story, but I hadn't watched one. The only game I had watched of the Cavs was Cavs versus Warriors when they blew the Warriors out. That's the only Cavaliers game I watched this year. You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers started out 16-0 and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? So I still wasn't tripping off watching them like that. Donovan Mitchell is a great player. You know what I'm saying? But it's not must watch basketball. It's not must watch TV for me. Brooklyn Nets, Sacramento Kings. It's another one. I mean, it's just not. Kings got a cool little team, but that's not anything that I just gotta watch. You know what I mean? And then the Brooklyn Nets. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that's the NBA's problem right there. They gotta get more marquee names and stars spread out around the league on different teams. Whether that marquee name is a name because they're a superstar, that can fill it up, i.e. Steph Curry, or whether they a marquee name because they muck it up like Draymond Green, you know what I mean, or Rasheed Wallace or some shit. Either way, that's what they got to do, and they got to figure out a way to just these teams just got to get better. They just got to get better players on these teams, And like I said, more marquee names are just, you know, really what it is if the teams get better. Because a lot of these teams ain't good or they're mediocre. And don't nobody give a fuck about watching that shit, bro. So that's my take on it right there. I'm done. I just wanted to give my little spiel on why I feel like ratings is down a little bit in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, I don't notice nothing. They ain't down for me because you know what I'm saying. I watch this shit every day, but you know, from what they saying, I feel like I know. You know what I mean? What the reason is? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know what I mean? The games aren't interesting enough. You know what I mean? There's too many. There's too many games on one particular night that the casual fan just isn't going to care about because they don't know the players that's on the team. They ain't never heard of them, or the team just ain't good. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's just what it is. But Snacks on Sports, man, I'm going. I'll be back with another one. You feel me? I, little late night episode. I just want to give my little 2 cents on that. I'm gone.